at kw.com or visit her website, kayc.kw.com. KC Real Estate.
Clearvue, the best new app out. Created for extreme texters, you can walk, text, and never miss a step. Designed with simplicity in mind, it provides transparency and awareness to the environment around you while you text and navigate the world. Get the app today on iTunes. Clearvue. Welcome back to the BS3 Sports Show. And Mocha in the chat room says, every offseason the Dallas Cowboys always in the news bin. I agree. There is nothing positive, though, that has happened from this week for sure. Damian Wilson getting arrested. Zeke still being linked to issues with his past case that he had against him. So there's a lot going on, but nothing really worth talking about. Well, actually, let me say this. Jerry Jones is going to be going into the Hall of Fame, and he is going to have his wife is going to be the one that's going to be inducting him into the Hall of Fame. I completely agree with him going to the Hall of Fame. I thought he was going to maybe use Jimmy Johnson. I know they don't really get along historically, but I thought he was going to maybe use him, but to get involved. But still cool, and it's. I knew he was going to get in regardless, because he has done a lot for the game of football, for the NFL, period. Has he done a lot as a GM in the past, 10, 15 years? Not really. But for the game of football as a whole, he has made a lot of moves and opened a lot of doors for different people. So, all right. So the Mavs, obviously they drafted Dennis Smith Jr. Dennis Smith Jr. has been compared to Russell Westbrook, Steve Francis. He's a ball-dominant point guard, somebody that has hops, somebody that has abilities to score and create, to me, which is extremely exciting because it's not something the Mavs have had as far as a point guard in a while. So I'm looking forward to Dennis Smith Jr. getting on the floor. He was signed, so he's going to be ready to go. As soon as the season starts, he's going to be ready to go. So I'm truly looking forward to what he's going to bring to the table. The Mavs probably will make the playoffs this year, probably about 7th or 8th seed. Dirk reing up his contract, 2 years, $10 million. This is the biggest thing for the Mavs. They're going to have to sign Nerlens Noel, who is going to probably want a max deal. So Dirk took less money. Dirk has done this numerous times, taking less money, not trying to break the bank. And to me, that is astounding for what he has decided to do in taking a pay cut. Not everybody does it. Not everybody is passionate about taking a pay cut or wanting to take a pay cut, especially when this is probably his last contract. So I truly give it up to Dirk. He is a stand-up guy. He is someone that doesn't care about how much money he makes, which is rare. I mean, he is worth $100 million, but a lot of people want to get that last big deal, and they don't care. They don't care if it breaks the bank. They don't care about the rest of their team, and Dirk actually cares. So big ups to Dirk. I've always been a Dirk fan, even when people ragged on him. But he took a 2-year, $10 million deal. Josh McRoberts was recently traded to the Mavs for A.J. Hammonds in a second round. Well, Josh McRoberts and a second round pick was traded to the Mavs for A.J. Hammonds, which was a draft pick from last year. And honestly, I don't know what Josh McRoberts really has. I don't know what to expect from Josh McRoberts. I don't know if he's going to be able to do anything. And maybe we got Mocha Bella in the chat room. Maybe you can help us out here in Dallas on what you think about McRoberts. He recently played with the Heat for 3 years, averaged about, looks like 4 points a game. So I don't know what he's going to bring to the table, but hopefully whatever he does bring, it will help the team, maybe off the bench or something like that. All right. So looking at the entire Mavs roster, hasn't really changed that much. I think there is, of course, adding Dennis Smith. That was a great addition to add. But honestly, the roster hasn't really changed that much. I'm still going to have Seth Curry, still going to have Yogi Ferrell, Wesley Matthews, Dwight Powell. Like I said, Nerlens Noel is the important deal to make. It is very important because he is the center of the future. He is a center. If you need one, he is the guy that you're going to need. And I'm there was a lot of stories going around basically saying that if they want to have anything going on in the next a few years, Nerlens Noel is a key piece. Now, the thing is, a lot of teams are going to be offering him the max. And it's been reported that the Mavs will offer the max regardless of whoever else makes an offer. So I think with that being said, he's going to be a Maverick by the time the season starts. I completely think that's what's going to happen. So Mocha Bella says Pat Riley got rid of Josh McRoberts. Josh McRoberts was always hurt. Didn't play that much with the Heat. He was always hurt. Okay, so I get the point. He was always hurt. So, yeah, I don't know how he's going to help the Mavs. Maybe if he plays limited minutes. Yeah, that's the only way I see Josh McRoberts actually being able to contribute. All right, let's switch over to the Rangers, who really beat the crap out of the Angels last night, 10-0. Shout out to the Rangers. Shout out to Cole Hamels pitching an amazing game. That's what you're supposed to do as an ace. You're supposed to pitch a game like that where they don't even have a chance to score. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what you get paid to do as an ace. So shout out to him. Elvis Andrus of the Rangers did not end up making the All-Star team. They had one player vote-in type of situation, and Elvis wasn't one of the guys that got voted in. So a little bit sad about that. I think he deserves it, especially with his play this year, but he wasn't the guy that got voted in. So I believe the guy that got voted in was Matt Moustakas. So, pretty much it is what it is there. You would love to see, of course, your team and your guys get into the All-Star game. But obviously that did not happen. Yu Darvish was the only player for the Rangers that got into the game, voted. So that's crazy alone by itself. Hate to see. He was only one, and he's not going to be playing because I believe he pitched a previous game, or he pitched the game recently. So that just sucks all around on that part. So I'm going to give a rundown of the roster here for Major League Baseball. The All-Star game is going to be coming up here, I believe, next week on Tuesday or Wednesday. Also got the home run derby coming up. Giancarlo Stanton. That guy can just flat out hit. There's no other way around it. And he's going to be in the home run derby. Let me go down and kind of break down what the derby's going to look like here. They've got a bracket type situation that they do now. So you're going to have Giancarlo Stanton, which is number 1, versus Gary Sanchez. Shout out to Chief. Giancarlo Stanton, shout out to Mocha Bella. He's a Miami Marlin. I'm going to probably go with Stanton. Then you got the next 2 versus 7, Aaron Judge versus Justin Bour. I'm going to go with Aaron Judge on that one. To me, that's a no-brainer. Cody Bellinger versus Charlie Blackmon. That's 3 versus 6. I'm going to say Cody Bellinger. He's been hitting the ball pretty good right now. And then Matt Moustakas versus Miguel Sanio, 4 versus 5. I might have to go with Moustakas on that one. I think he's one of the best hitters, obviously. And I think he's going to win that over Sanio. All right, so back to the Rangers. You got a Joey Gallo who, this guy's batting average, he's still hitting below, what is he hitting? Below 200 right now. But the kid can flat out hit. And I'm scratching my head, seems like every day, because I don't know how to really view this guy. He's got 21 home runs, so he's basically tied for 6th, and he's batting 194. That's not good at all. Home runs are exciting, but if you can't hit at all, if this team has the ability to make it to the playoffs, he's going to be an extreme liability. Because your main goal would be just to strike him out. That's pretty much all that you need to do. And if you're successful at that, then there's really nothing else that you got to focus on. And that's what it's going to come down to. Further along in the season, people are going to continue to figure him out. What would cause him to chase at pitches? What would cause different situations to happen? And I do have a call-in line now, so it is the call-in hour from now until the end of the show. If you want to, feel free and call in. The number to call in is 469-351-0881. Put that in the chat room. Once again, that's 469-351-0881. This is a family-friendly show, so I am going to say, please refrain from cussing because there are families and people with kids listening to the show. But the call-in number is in the chat room. Feel free to join in, call in. All right, so like I mentioned, Joey Gallo's batting average to me is just depressing. The guy can hit home runs, but his batting average sucks. And it's only going to last for so long. And you're only going to get so far with what you're able to do. And I think that's what his issue is. So I would love to see him become a more well-rounded batter. And I think it'll happen sooner or later, but it's going to take some time for him. All right. Jonathan LaCroix of the Rangers, I believe, will get traded. It was reported it'll get traded. It was reported that he is no longer, I guess, a key asset on this team. So I could definitely see this trade going down. I'm going to see I believe the Rangers are probably going to be sellers at the trade deadline.